All right, Nasty Nathaniel out here in the city of Santa Maria, California. And right now we're going to be conducting a First Amendment audit of the Santa Maria City Rangers. They are a special police force that was created more than a decade ago to provide law enforcement services for Parks and Recreation. And I'm going to see if our friends at the City of Santa Maria Parks and Recreation respect and honor the First Amendment of the Constitution, which is the right to film and take photographs in public. But this used to be the main police station for the City of Santa Maria. Now their main police station is located on Betaravia Road. There we have it. City of Santa Maria City Ranger, Service, Safety, and Law Enforcement. They forgot to mention harassment of homeless people. Good.
Awesome. What you doing out here?
Just filming.
Cool. Get anything good yet?
Ah.
No. Hopefully one day you will, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Well.
Yeah.
We're out here. We got calls about you filming ranger units going in and out of the Fifth Street station.
Actually, I haven't gotten any going in and out yet. That's kind of what I was waiting for.
Waiting for?
Yeah.
Shoot, well, you picked the wrong time to come here. We're not even here.
What, are they a 24-hour operation, or they're not?
We are.
Oh, okay.
24 hours.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's why there's so many Ranger vehicles parked back there.
They're all on training.
Oh, cool.
So we're taking their jobs for them right now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So is it the City Rangers? They do all the parks and.
They have access to the whole city.
Really?
They can enforce laws just like police officers can.
Oh, okay.
So we are out here to make sure that you are not doing any reconnaissance missions or trying to stalk them like your history has shown. Pismo Beach Police Department officers.
No, just you know.
So with your history and everything like that, we're gonna make sure that you don't have any weapons or anything on you, pat you down, okay?
No, I don't consent to searches.
We have every right to do that.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
You don't have probable cause.
I do.
No.
With your history, we do, Mr.
We need
So
it.
don't pull away. Do not pull away. You could keep filming, but you're gonna put this camera down.
No, I want to document this.
Okay, well that's fine. We'll put it on the ground.
the one
But we
on
have
your head,
every
right?
right
Is it on?
Yes,
we have
it is.
every right to search you
We're just going to pat you down
I
for
don't
for
consent to
weapons.
searches.
That's fine. We have every right to search you for weapons.
What probable cause do you have?
We don't need probable cause for an arrest. Okay, you're about to get under arrest for 148. So actually, we're gonna pull this backpack off.
We're just going to pat you down, make sure you don't have any knives in those nice big cargo pockets.
Okay.
Do you have a knife on
Put
you?
this
No,
put
I
this
don't.
hand on top of your head.
That's all we need
I'd
to
like
make
to
sure.
request a supervisor.
That's fine. Okay. Is that all camera equipment in the backpack?
There's some beer bottles and stuff in there.
Oh.
Alright, do not reach in any of your pockets, okay?
Okay.
All right. There you go. Now you can release your hands.
Okay.
And record. There you go.
Okay.
All right. So.
Well, okay. The biggest issue I have, I'm not on probation or parole.
Yeah.
I don't have a warrant for my arrest, and I did not consent to searches.
Yeah.
What I'm doing right now is a constitutionally protected activity. I'm filming from public view,
Yeah.
which is legal. It's not against the law.
It's not against the law, but when we contact someone, we get a call for service, stuff like that. What we have to do is
We make sure by your clothing, it's baggy. Your waistband's tucked in, we can see that, but we don't know what's in your pockets. We don't know if you have knives on you, if you have a gun tucked in your cargo pocket. So therefore, when we're out here talking to you, we have a legal right to at least pat you down for weapons.
What legal right, though?
A legal right, our officer safety.
But what crimes have I been suspected of committing?
We got a call for service that you might be surveilling.
Okay.
Who knows?
But officer, are you familiar with California 148G? California Penal Code 148G.
Go ahead, tell me what 148
That
is.
an individual practicing photography in public, including the filming of public officials in the commission of their duties, government buildings, etc., is not legal grounds to detain someone, nor is it probable cause to arrest them.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is I haven't committed any crimes. I haven't been suspected of committing any crimes. I did not consent to searches and I'm being detained and I was searched. And I have a problem with that.
Okay, the supervisor's on their way, but
Okay.
just so you know, we have every right to do a pat search for weapons.
What right?
Anytime we contact them. For our own safety, we have every right.
But what crimes have I been suspected of committing?
We get a call for service that you might be surveilling.
Surveilling public
Rangers.
But that doesn't mean you have the right to detain me and go through my...
Your history, we do.
Well, yeah, but I'm not on probation or
You're not
parole.
on probation or parole, but with your history and our knowledge of that, we don't know if you might do the same thing again. So we have to make sure you're not carrying any weapons that could cause us.
So anybody that's been arrested or has a criminal history, you can stop them and detain them without... Yeah, if they're on probation or parole, you can.
We can get it to
don't need probable cause to detain you.
Okay.
We don't. We have reasonable suspicion. Reasonable suspicion is your outfit right now.
But that's not against the law.
Are you going to let me finish?
Okay.
Your outfit right now, surveilling government buildings, which you have every right to do as a reporter. Or whatever
But you don't have the right to search me without my
Are you
consent.
gonna let me finish? Okay. When you're detained and we're speaking with you, we have every right to search you instant for our safety. Okay, for weapons, pat search only. We don't go inside your pockets. We don't get inside your bags. We don't go inside of any of your clothing. We just do pat search outside of your clothing for weapons only. Okay? You have bulky items inside your sat pocket or your cargo pants. I don't know what those could be. For all I know, they could be a bomb. So I have to pat search and make sure you don't have guns, knives, anything like that. Okay?
That could harm us or
We have
anyone else
every
out
right
here.
to do that because our
No, you
safety-
don't, but
Yes, we do.
no, you don't.
That's fine.
But our
Think
field
that?
sergeant is on their way, so you can speak with them if you'd like.
All right, hopefully it's not Sergeant Lara.
No? You don't like him?
No, I mean, he's pretty unprofessional. I had an encounter with him before, but he got corrected and everything was fine.
I don't know if it's coming out. We'll find out. So with the pat search thing, we got a call for service on you. Someone called. So that is reasonable suspicion enough to detain you to find out what you're doing, right? That's why people call 911. They think something might be occurring, a crime, has, or is going to occur. So we come out here, that's reasonable suspicion enough to detain you, technically. And when you're detained, we have a right to pat you down for weapons. So there you go. That's the law right there.
At this point, you are no longer detained, so you're free to go if you would like.
Well, I would like to talk to a supervisor.
I'm
we'll
just
wait.
letting you know for your family.
Okay,
your
I appreciate that.
Yes. Good.
If you'd like to look up the case law for the pat search for weapons, it's Terry.
Now, I've done this many times,
So then you should know that we have.
and this is the first time this has ever happened. I've filmed police stations, correctional facilities, military bases, post offices, you name it. And I have never been grabbed, searched against my consent. This is the first time this has ever happened.
We went into your pockets, your backpack, or something like that, and it turns into a search.
Okay.
Mr. Nathaniel, I requested a supervisor after I conducted a pat.
How you doing, Nathaniel?
How you doing, sir?
Mark Stricker.
Nice to meet you.
What are you doing here?
All right.
You know you have a camera on your head, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Okay, here's the issue that I have. I was taking pictures of the station, you know, and your officer's here, one of which, this one right here, addressed me by name, and he said because of my past criminal history that they had the right to detain me, and he grabbed me and did a, you know, he said it wasn't a search, but he did a pat down. You know, I did not consent to that. I'm not on probation or parole. I don't have an active warrant for my arrest. And even though he told me I was no longer detained at this point, I requested to speak to the supervisor because I did not appreciate that.
Free to go.
Well, I understand
You're not
that.
detained anymore. The officer did his job, and it's all
But
right.
I did not
It's part of-
consent for him to, you know.
Hold on.
Okay.
Give me a chance.
Okay.
Can I talk?
Mm-hmm.
The officer's job to make sure our community is safe. Somebody's walking around dressed in army gear with a backpack and stuff.
That's not a crime, though.
He did what he was legally had the right to do. You're no longer detained. You're free to leave. Go ahead and go.
Well, I understand that, but the issue is, he grabbed me, he told me I was about to be arrested, and both of them, he tried to take my camera, and then he did a pat down. You know, like I said, I'm not on probation, I'm not on parole, I did not agree to that. I tried to explain California 148G to him, which specifically states in there that an individual practicing photography out in the open, including the filming of public officials, government buildings, is not a legal reason to detain the person, nor is it probable cause to arrest them. And then we went back and forth with that, and at that point I requested a supervisor. So
You're free to go. I'm here.
I understand that, but the whole problem was they grabbed me and they patted me down and they detained me when they didn't. I don't feel they have a lot of reason to do
Are you
that.
asking to file some type of formal complaint?
Yes, sir, I would.
Okay, there is a process for that, and the best way to do that, we don't carry complaint forms on us.
Okay, I understand. I didn't figure you did.
My recommendation is to go to the police department. Probably better to do it during business hours.
Okay.
And since this isn't something that's incredibly pressing for the moment, go to the police department tomorrow during business hours,
Okay.
ask for a formal complaint form, fill it out, and there is a legal complaint process. As you know, the Penal Code also cites that, right? Do you know that?
There's a legal complaint.
Yeah, there's a legal complaint process
Okay.
that's outlined in the Penal Code section.
Okay.
Do you know what that section is?
I'll be honest with you, I don't.
Okay, I don't recall what it is either. But you were pretty quick with the other one. I figured maybe you knew a couple more.
Well, just being what I do, you know, I'm well aware of my rights, and I know these officers right here didn't have a right to grab me, detain me, and pat me
All right.
down. I'm not on probation or parole.
That's my recommendation is to
Okay.
do that tomorrow. That's the best way to handle what seems to be a complaint from this type of complaint.
Okay.
And other than that, you're free to leave.
Okay. And it's Strecker?
Stricker.
Badge number 6?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Can I get your name and badge number, sir?
Yule and 96.
What was that?
Yule 96.
And yours, sir?
Jackson, 97.
Jackson 97? Okay. So just go to the station during business hours
Have a
and
good day.
okay. All right, thank you. Have a good one. Well, I'm going to go ahead and consider this a big fail.